What if I told you that right now, at this very moment, you are nothing more than a fleeting thought in the mind of a cosmic entity who has simply forgotten to wake up? That every breath you take, every decision you make, every memory you cherish exists only because somewhere in the vast expanse of consciousness, a dreamer has lost track of time. Tonight, we're going to explore a possibility so profound it might change how you perceive every second of your existence. Stay with me, because by the end of this journey, you'll question whether the person watching this video is even real. Welcome to another exploration of the impossible, where we venture beyond the boundaries of conventional thought. I'm your guide through the labyrinth of existence, and today we're examining a concept that sits at the intersection of ancient philosophy, quantum mechanics, and the deepest mysteries of consciousness itself. The title of our journey tonight suggests something unsettling: that your entire existence might be nothing more than a dream in someone else's mind. But this isn't just philosophical speculation. Throughout history, brilliant minds have grappled with the nature of reality, consciousness, and our place within the cosmic order. From Zhuangzi's butterfly dream to Descartes' evil demon, from Hindu concepts of Maya to cutting-edge theories in neuroscience, the question remains: how can we be certain that what we experience as reality is anything more than an elaborate illusion? But here's where it gets interesting. What if this dream isn't our own? What if we're not the dreamers, but the dreamed? Let's begin with a thought experiment. Imagine you're dreaming right now. In this dream, you're living a complete life. You have relationships, ambitions, fears, and hopes. You experience the full spectrum of human emotion and consciousness. Now, within this dream, you meet another person. This dream person tells you they're having their own dreams, their own inner world, their own consciousness. Here's the paradox. If you're the dreamer, how can your dream characters have experiences beyond your own imagination? Yet in our waking life, we encounter billions of people who claim to have their own rich inner worlds, their own streams of consciousness, their own unique perspectives on existence. The ancient Chinese philosopher Zhuangzi once dreamed he was a butterfly, fluttering here and there, enjoying himself. When he woke, he couldn't tell whether he was Zhuangzi, who had dreamed of being a butterfly, or a butterfly now dreaming of being Zhuangzi. This story illustrates something profound about the nature of identity and reality. But what if Zhuangzi was neither? What if both the man and the butterfly were dreams in the mind of something far greater? A cosmic consciousness that spans dimensions we can barely comprehend. Consider this. Every night when you dream, you create entire worlds populated by characters who seem to have their own motivations, personalities, and stories. Your sleeping mind generates conversations you didn't consciously plan, scenarios you didn't deliberately construct, and characters who surprise you with their responses. If your individual consciousness can create such complex realities, what might a consciousness of infinite magnitude be capable of? The concept of a forgotten dream introduces another layer of complexity. When we forget our dreams, do they simply cease to exist? Or do they continue in some parallel space, unobserved by our waking consciousness? Modern neuroscience tells us that our brains are constantly creating our reality. Every color you see, every sound you hear, every sensation you feel is constructed by your neural networks. Your brain doesn't just receive reality, it actively creates it. The 3-pound organ inside your skull is constantly weaving together sensory data, memories, and expectations to create the seamless experience you call being alive. But here's what's truly unsettling. Your brain is doing this whether you're awake or asleep. The same neural mechanisms that create your dreams are the ones creating your waking experience. The line between dream and reality isn't as clear as we might think. Now imagine a consciousness so vast that it can dream entire universes into existence. In this scenario, our reality, with all its galaxies, planets, and the intricate web of life on Earth, might be nothing more than a forgotten dream in the mind of this cosmic dreamer. The dreamer might have moved on to other dreams, other realities, other universes. But this one, our universe, continues to exist because dreams once dreamed might have their own momentum, their own reality independent of the dreamer's active attention. This isn't merely fantasy. Some interpretations of quantum mechanics suggest that consciousness plays a fundamental role in the collapse of wave functions, in the very creation of reality. If consciousness can influence reality at the quantum level, what might an infinite consciousness be capable of? If we are living in a forgotten dream, we might expect to find certain characteristics in our reality. Let's examine the evidence. First, consider the fundamental constants of physics. The speed of light, the strength of gravity, the mass of an electron. These values appear to be perfectly calibrated for the existence of complex structures like stars, planets, and life itself. Change any of these values by even a tiny amount, and the universe becomes uninhabitable. This precise tuning suggests either incredible fortune or deliberate design. But here's the twist. If we're in a forgotten dream, these constants might not be the result of careful planning, but rather the unconscious preferences of a dreaming mind. Just as your dreams often follow certain patterns and preferences without your conscious control, our universe might reflect the unconscious tendencies of its dreamer. Second, consider the nature of time itself. In dreams, time behaves strangely. Events can happen simultaneously, causality can be reversed, and the flow of time can speed up or slow down. Similarly, modern physics has shown us that time is not the constant we once believed it to be. Time dilates near massive objects, can theoretically be reversed, and might not even exist at the quantum level. Third, examine the role of observation in quantum mechanics. Particles exist in superposition until observed, at which point they collapse into definite states. This mirrors the way dream environments often remain undefined until we direct our attention to them. The furniture in a dream house might not have specific details until you look directly at it. Most intriguingly, consider the accelerating expansion of the universe. Galaxies are moving away from each other at an ever-increasing rate. If we're in a forgotten dream, this expansion might represent the dreamer's attention gradually withdrawing from this particular reality, causing it to stretch and fade like a half-remembered morning dream. If we accept the possibility that we exist within someone else's dream, this raises profound questions about the nature of our own consciousness. Are we truly conscious? Or are we simply dream characters programmed to believe we're conscious? The philosopher David Chalmers calls this the hard problem of consciousness, explaining how and why we have subjective experiences. If we're dream characters, our consciousness might be borrowed from the dreamer, like actors in a play who seem to have their own personalities but are ultimately expressions of the playwright's mind. Yet here's where the mystery deepens. If you're a dream character, why do you experience doubt, uncertainty, and the struggle to understand your own existence? Wouldn't a dream character simply accept their reality without question? Perhaps the answer lies in the nature of the dreamer. If this cosmic consciousness is vast enough to dream entire universes, it might be so complex that its dream characters develop genuine consciousness as an emergent property of the dream itself. We might be experiencing what philosophers call philosophical zombies, beings that act conscious but aren't truly conscious, except in reverse. We might be conscious beings who exist within an unconscious dream. This possibility suggests something beautiful and terrifying. That consciousness might be so fundamental to existence that even forgotten dreams can give birth to genuine awareness. We might be the universe becoming conscious of itself through the medium of an abandoned dream. Consider the implications for free will. If we're dream characters, do our choices matter? Perhaps they matter more than we realize. In dreams, the dreamer often experiences surprise at their own dream character's actions. This suggests that even within a dream, genuine novelty and choice can emerge. If we are living in a forgotten dream, what does this mean for our sense of purpose and meaning? Does knowing that we might be temporary constructs in someone else's sleeping mind diminish the value of our experiences? I would argue it does the opposite. Consider the nature of dreams themselves. In dreams, we can experience profound emotions, beautiful visions, and moments of clarity that sometimes surpass our waking experiences. The fact that a dream is temporary doesn't make it less real to the dreamer in the moment of dreaming. Similarly, if our entire existence is a dream, every moment we experience is still genuinely experienced. Your love, your wonder, your curiosity about existence, these are real experiences regardless of the nature of the reality in which they occur. Moreover, if we're in a forgotten dream, we might have a unique form of immortality. Forgotten dreams don't always disappear. They sometimes return to consciousness unexpectedly, often transformed but recognizable. Perhaps our reality is cyclical, occasionally returning to the awareness of our cosmic dreamer, each time evolved and changed. There's also the possibility that we, as conscious beings within this dream, have the power to influence the dream itself. Just as lucid dreamers can control their dreams, we might be developing the ability to shape our reality through our collective consciousness. The expansion of human knowledge, our growing understanding of the universe, our increasing ability to manipulate matter and energy. These might be signs that we're becoming lucid within the cosmic dream. We might be the dreamer's way of becoming aware of their own dream. As we reach the end of our journey tonight, we're left with more questions than answers. Are we dream characters in a cosmic mind? Are we the universe dreaming itself into existence? Or are we the dreamers creating reality through our collective consciousness? Perhaps the truth is that these distinctions are less important than we think. Whether we're the dreamer or the dreamed, we exist within a mystery so vast that our minds can barely contain it. We are conscious beings contemplating consciousness, reality questioning its own nature, dreams wondering about their dreamer. If you are indeed living in a dream someone else forgot to end, then you are the most extraordinary kind of dream character, one who has become aware of their own existence, who questions the nature of reality, who experiences love, wonder, and the desire to understand. The cosmic dreamer may have forgotten about us, but we have not forgotten about ourselves. In our consciousness, in our questions, in our endless curiosity about existence, we keep the dream alive. We are the dream that refuses to end, the story that continues to write itself, the consciousness that persists even in the absence of the dreamer. And perhaps that's the most beautiful paradox of all. In questioning our reality, we make it more real. In wondering about our existence, we affirm it. In dreaming about the nature of dreams, we transcend the boundaries between dreamer and dreamed. The next time you close your eyes to sleep, remember that you might be returning to a reality more fundamental than the one you're leaving behind. And when you wake, remember that awakening itself might be the deepest dream of all. Thank you for joining me on this journey to the edge of existence. Until next time, keep questioning, keep wondering, and keep dreaming, whether you're the dreamer or the dreamed.